The greatest gift you can give your kids is a bigger, brighter, better, more glorious future. Now, I'm a parent and grandparent just like you are. And if you have somebody you love, there's only one book you can give. It is The Why of Whys, and it's called The Richest Kids in America, How They Got That Way, and you can too. Now, you know me as a chicken soup for the soul guy, and we sold 157 million of them. But we need to get out this in the hand of your kids, because we offer a smorgasbord of normal, everyday kids that either had a passion or a problem and turned it into profits. They took curiosity and turned it into cash. They took tragic and made it magic. And I'm going to ask you to have them read the story aloud to you. I want you to flash the book. It'll take you an hour. It's a lightweight, easy to read book. There's some fill-in. There's stories about each one of the kids. They're all normal kids. One of my neighbors here, Allison Ames, from the time she's little, she's got it in her soul. She's got to bake. She's got to be aesthetically beautiful. She starts Wonderland Bakeries and makes a fortune, even at a store level, but also selling online logo cupcakes and cookies. Up to $500,000 a month profit she's making. And she wrote one of the best business plans I've ever seen. Another little friend of mine in here, another young lady, I had him stand in front of the group and say, well, don't start out beating on your chest saying how we made fortunes. Tell them where your weakness is, your vulnerability is. And she said, I'm an LD kid. And I thought, LD, what's LD? A learning disability. Today we call it learning differences. She went to a school called Mill Valley School. I just got to talk there. She goes to a university called Bacon University, which deals with these kids, and she is ready to graduate. But her dad died when she was talking to him on the phone. Then her uncle died, and then 5 other relatives died. And she said, I got to have a way to show my faith. She goes online, couldn't find it, starts a little t-shirt, hat, and clothes company because she's into fashion, and it's called Faithful Fish, and it's making a fortune. She sells it at all the churches in the world. Now, why did I do this? The economy always goes like this, and right now it's going like that. They think it's going off of a cliff. Yet every one of these kids is making a sweet now fortune, starting as young as 9 years old. We went all the way up to 19-year-olds. I want America to read this because kids are 100% of our future. Now, 20% of our population, so we got 60 million kids. If I can get 10% of them, 6 million kids doing what these kids do, and they all make over $1 million a year, that is a $6 trillion economy. The economy will rock. Because there's only 2 things that do it in business that make a profit. One is innovation, and the other is marketing. These kids have been master maestros of both. I interview them in depth. You'll love reading their lightweight, good chicken soupy stories. And then I asked every one of them, do you give? And every one of them was a master major contributor. You want your kid to know how to earn it, and they got to have some place to learn it, and this is that place. And then they got to have a way in the triangle of life to return it. And these kids will inspire them to do it. I ask you to read this, The Richest Kids in America. I ask you to get it to each one of your kids and those in the neighborhood that you love. And if you're part of PTA, get everybody in PTA to do it. If you're in Boys and Girls Clubs, get them to do it. And because you're probably a friend of mine and you've probably made some money because of my other books like 1 Minute Millionaire, I'm asking you to buy 100. And give them out at the school, because we got to get America entrepreneurial again. An entrepreneur, John Batiste, says takes little value and makes it a big value to him or herself, the marketplace, the future, and then they create a fortune. I want to help get America going again. I'm dedicated to making a difference that makes a difference that leaves a lasting, impactful, important, imperatively good difference, and you're the one that can be my outreach. I ask you to get this for yourself. Call my office, 800-433-2314. We'll do specials. We'll do whatever it takes. We've got to get this in the hand of 6 million kids that read it, adore it, and use it. And you say, well, wait a second. My kid is a disruptive element at school. Well, I just talked here at Newport High School, where I live in Newport Beach, California, to 300 of those kind of at-risk kids. And the principal, the headmaster, said, they don't listen to anybody, but we like you to come in and try, and they're breaking pencils, doing spitballs. All of a sudden I said, here's what happens, ladies and gentlemen. The D and C student ends up becoming the businessman or woman that hires the A student, and I'm going to show you how all to make $1 million. All of a sudden the pencils that they're breaking, they started nibbling off the end, and they started taking copious notes, because this stuff works. You can't miss if you work with this. And I'm asking you to work with it and help me out picture it so we get it in the hands of everybody that needs to have it in their hands.